was in middle school, I was having kind of a rough go there for a little bit. I was kind of estranged from my father. He was a major in the Army. He wasn't around very much. But I know, but just hold on. It's a long story. But anyway, my mom actually had passed away a few years back, and it was kind of a strain, and we weren't getting along very well. My dad and I, he was kind of distant, and I was kind of off my own world. He yelled at me. I was getting in trouble for not paying attention in school. I was getting accused of drawing horses, and I was like they were unicorns. But anyway, yeah, hold on. Anyway, so I had to, on my way to school, and these guys would always beat the crap out of me, and they'd always, without fail, every single day, they would throw my ass in a dumpster and like take my lunch money. It was pretty bad. But one day, I was hiding from these guys, and I went. I stopped by this bookstore. I hid like in the bookstore, and they ran by. They missed me, and the guy was like, "Get out of here! No books for you here!" And I was like, "Well, I know books." He's like, "The small rectangular objects called books." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I know what books are. I know lots of books. 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I know Tarzan. I listed all the books that I knew." And he was like, "They don't make no beeps," because I was like, "I don't just play video games. I read books too, asshole." And anyway, so he was like, and I saw this one book on his desk, and I was like, "Well, what's that book all about?" And he covered it up. He's like, "This book is not for you." But then he mysteriously went into the back to get a phone call, and he left it sitting out. And I was like, "Well, fuck that. I'm gonna see what's in that book." And so I grabbed the shit, put it in my backpack, went to school, got there, saw there was a math test. All I said, looked at the window, I go, "Math test. Oh no," because I don't do well at math tests. Anyway, so I ran and I hid upstairs in the attic, and I started reading this book, and it was a trippy-ass story, let me tell you. There's some wacky shit going on, whatever. I ended up staying there all day eating, and I ate like an apple as a snack. I started to really bond with the main character. I really got into the story, like crazy into the story real hard. There was like horses and a swamp, and there was like this giant guy made of rocks and shit. Anyway, it was about this place, and everything was going bad. It was like getting swallowed up by like this lack of stuff. I don't forget what it was called, but it was like a vacuum of some sort. I don't remember what it was called. But anyway, turns out I end up having to I get it like really deep into the story, and then by the end of the day, it turns out that I'm actually somehow inextricably linked with this fictional character. And then by the end, it turns out that there's like this empress apparently who looks a lot like a kid. Actually, I think she's a kid-like empress in some way. And anyhow, I end up getting sort of linked to this main character. All of a sudden, I start hearing voices and shit, and it starts getting creepy in that attic. Whatever. One thing leads to another. I end up having to save this whole thing by yelling out my deceased mother's name out the window into the rain. It was like 5 syllables. I didn't even know what it was. It's such a long name. And it basically saved the Empress's life, because all she needed was a name, and then we were in this weird dark room, and she had a grain of sand, and I started making wishes. All of a sudden, I'm riding on the back of a fucking white dog, holding this magic